Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Is that the one I want? I said, I don't even know which one I want. And then I clicked the button. And it's not the one I want. This is sort of the one I want. Hi guys. Hi green screen. You are a star of the show. Thank you so much for letting us know. I'll have to fix that, she said, to the green screen behind her head. Congratulations to Vicky on her 7 weeks with no smoking. That's amazing, Vicky. I will put down my joint that is currently smoking and causing my green screen to scream. I hope everybody's doing well. We actually have a long case to get to, thanks to Rose. Apparently it's this entire thing. It's a couple. It's old. It's old. It's old. Deal with it. Bill, yes. Spice Girls. Okay, green screen. Calm your tits. We're gonna have to work on that. Let's just get going with Judge LaFlamme. I tried to download it. I mean, I should have been able to download it, but I really tried. I only tried once, so, you know, there's that. Anyways, I would love to hear what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Yes, I'm aware these appear to be handles, and in fact, really good ones. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Over to you, Judge. I'll leave it at that. Over to you. I'll turn your volume right up. Let's go, baby. Hi, Courtney.
And you can put us on the record, Jen.
We are on the record. Oh, my God. 4 years ago. It's 4 years ago. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Looks like we've got a connection with everyone. This is a matter of Edwards versus Beltran. Let's see. You are Charlotta Edwards?
That's correct.
Okay. And you are Joe Beltran. You're muted.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
I can. Great.
Okay, that is correct. That's my name.
Okay, very good. So we're scheduled today for an evidentiary hearing regarding Mr. Beltran's motion to change custody. We will start with you, Mr. Beltran, since you have the burden of proof.
Okay.
I will take testimony from you and from anyone else that you would like the court to hear from. Do you have any other witnesses lined up for today?
I'm at work right now. My dad's here. He's employed with me also. If need be, I can bring him in, but no, I really didn't plan on having anybody testify on my behalf today.
All right. And Ms. Edwards, were you planning on having anyone testify besides you?
No.
All right. So here's what we'll do. I'll put Mr. Beltran under oath first. I will hear his testimony. When he's done testifying, ma'am, if there are any questions that you would like to ask him, I'll give you that chance. And then once you're done questioning him and he has told me all that he thinks I need to know to decide his motion, then we'll put you under oath and then you'll get a chance to testify. We do things in order. You're going to hear things during the course of the other person's testimony that you're going to disagree with. Just make notes so you remember that we do things in order. Okay, so I want to
Hi, sweet Beverly.
put your names on the screen so I don't get confused here. Give me just a second.
I also was wondering,
I
did you
thought
get
his
the
name was
email that I sent
Lenovo.
over
Shut up,
to
ma'am.
Pete?
Ma'am, hold on. I thought his name was Lenovo Tab. That's so funny. I legitimately thought it was Lenovo Tab. But it's not. Pickleballs. Damn. That's good advertising. Courtney's at the store right now reporting live that Vlasic Pickles has pickleballs available for purchase. They are chips. Dill pickle flavor. Yum. Wait, no, they're what? Wait, hold on. They're corn puffs. They are corn puffs. Oh, you can't even see them. They are exactly the same shade as my green screen. Amazing. If Courtney's listening, buy them. Buy them for us, Courtney. Buy them for us. Anyways, okay, let's go.
I don't get confused here. Give me just a second.
I also was wondering, did you get the email that I sent over to Pete Clark regarding Jania's attendance for truancy?
Damn it, you didn't buy them. That's
She
okay.
forwarded to me. She's not my secretary for domestic relations matters, but I will check with her and see if she got an email.
Do you know what's funny is that I've learned that I love sour cream and onion, but as a child I never wanted sour cream and onion chips, and so
I
as a
hadn't
result
seen
never
it
tried
as
them.
of a few minutes ago. When did you send it?
I sent another one of them this morning, but I sent it also on Friday. And I
All
left
right,
a
let me
message.
check. You left messages with whom?
Your secretary as well regarding how I
Same
was.
person?
I'm sorry.
Same person? Same secretary?
Correct.
Ms. Clark?
Correct.
Is Patty in today? Let me check with her. Let's see.
Patty, let's pull her up on Messenger here. I have my Teams Messenger. I'll just pull her up and see if I can't nudge her. I don't even remember what it's called. Even the clicking is bringing back bad office memories for me. Ugh. How's the new place, Shane? We forgive you. Don't ever worry. We always forgive you guys, even if you go away for a long time. Kate Crimson. Anybody. You too, Shane. Oh my god, the judge just rolled, by the way. He rolled, folks.
Hey, Patty.
This was the
Did
2020.
you get
This
any
is 2020.
emails
21.
from Charlotta Edwards regarding the custody case I'm hearing?
Hey, Patty. Patty's like, what the fuck are you calling me for? That is how the judge rolls. Also, I don't know
She
what
said
any
something
part of this
last
is about.
Friday too. All right, I'll watch for it.
That's awesome, Shane. I'm so
Do
proud
you
of
recall her leaving you a voice message? Okay, thank you. I see it's come up already.
She left a voicemail.
Okay, I just talked to my secretary. She did forward to me attendance records from Paragon. So I do have that. I don't have anything else from her. She said that's all she got.
Oh, it should be a printout day by day, so that way you can see that. So she's been in his custody. She hasn't been going to school.
All right, well, why, if you've got a day-by-day printout, well, just a second, let me make sure. Yeah, there's nothing in the file. Can you, are you at a place where you can resend that?
I can take a picture of it, but I have to exit out of this. I'm actually downtown. I thought that we were gonna see each other today, but yeah, I can take a
No,
picture.
the courthouse is closed to the public.
Yeah.
The only way we do things is by Zoom. All right, well, we'll wait until we get to you, and maybe we won't need, if you can just read the information to me, and we'll get a chance to ask Mr. Beltran about that. Okay, so Mr. Beltran, I need to put you under oath. Would you raise your right hand, please? You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down now. State your full name for the record.
Joe David Beltran.
Okay, Mr. Beltran, you have one child in common with Ms. Edwards,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that's Janiyah, correct?
Correct.
How old is Janiyah?
She's 14.
So she's 18
And
now.
I can see from the
by the
one
way.
email that I did get that she attends Paragon,
Yes, she does.
and I didn't look too closely at it. What grade is she in?
She's in the 8th grade.
All right, and for how long has she been attending Paragon?
A little over a year. She went to Parkside before Paragon.
So the current custody order looks like it's been in place since October of 2008.
Yeah,
Grants the mother sole legal and sole physical custody.
yep.
What kind of parenting time does that order give you?
That order, I'm not sure, but we've had verbal agreements along with text messages to where we went from I was getting her every weekend to week on, week off, leading up until all this had happened.
Well, let's talk about, for how long has she been going back and forth, week on, week off?
It was over the summertime until school started, and then Charlotta wanted her to come back over just for the weekends again.
Oh, I got you. So you did week on, week off during the summer, but
It
during,
was probably last month and a half, 2 months of the summer.
okay. And during last school year, what was your parenting time schedule?
Yeah, I didn't really have a schedule. I've been held out Janiyah's life a lot. I've got messages from Charlotta where she's apologized for purposely keeping me out of their life.
Well, let me,
The reason for this whole custody hearing on my end is because
we'll get into that, but before we move into why you want something different, I got to figure out where you are, and I'm having trouble figuring that out. The only set schedule you gave me was that for about a month and a half last summer, you were doing week on, week off. So let's go to the start of the school year this year. What kind of parenting time were you exercising, if any?
weekends.
Every weekend or every other
Yes,
weekend?
Every weekend, unless Charlotta had something that she wanted to do with her kids or something that she wanted to do with Janiyah.
Okay. And then before this school year, last school year, did you have a regular parenting time schedule?
No, Not that I can say that we've had agreed upon, not that I can prove.
Okay, well, just how often did you see Janiyah last year?
Uh, Here and there, whenever Charlotte allowed me to. Like I said, she's kept me out. I don't know the exact dates, but there's anything that I've ever done wrong, I had to walk on eggshells. If I did anything, then she'd tell Janiyah she cannot come over for a month, or I can't see her, tell me I can't see her for the rest of the month. These are things that Janiyah would testify also, if given the
All right,
chance
well,
that she needs to come in or.
hold on. Did, until this current custody motion that we're here on today, had you ever filed a motion to try to get some kind of court-ordered parenting time?
No, I haven't.
Any particular reason why you didn't do that?
I wasn't financially stable enough. Lawyers cost a lot of money. I'm looking into a lawyer right now and it's $3,000. If I was able to pay him, I'd have him here today, but I wasn't financially stable. I had a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so let me I want to get some background information. I know you're eager to talk about the reason why you filed a motion, and trust me, I want to hear that, but I want to have a context in which to fit all of that,
Okay.
rather than asking a bunch of questions and interrupting you as you're telling me about that, okay?
Okay.
So where do you currently live?
Jackson, Michigan, 1206 Burr Street, 49201.
How long have you lived at that address?
Approximately a little over 2 years.
Okay, and what is that? Is that a home, an apartment?
Yeah, it's a side-by-side home. It's a separated duplex.
A duplex, okay.
Yep, side by
How
side.
many bedrooms in your home?
3.
And how many people live in that home?
I have me, my girlfriend, our 4 children, and then Janiyah would make 5, so that'd be 7.
Oh, Jesus, I was going to say humble brag. Never mind. You need a bigger house.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Tawana Woods,
Us. And how long have you and Ms. Woods been together?
8 years.
So you said you have 4 children together, and all 4 of those children live with you and your girlfriend?
Yes, only one's mine. The other 3 I say are mine. Their father was murdered about 7 years ago in Jackson.
Okay. So how, won't you give me the names of, first, the child that you have in common with Ms. Woods?
Joey Beltran,
Joey. How old is Joey?
he's 5, or he just turned 6, November 14th.
Okay. And then these other 3 that are your girlfriend's children, what are their names and ages?
The oldest is Ajane Woods, she's 16. The second is Ricky Upshaw, he's 13. And the other one is Rakaya Upshaw, and she's 11.
Knows more than some
Okay.
dads.
So looks like Janiyah falls within the age range of those 3 older children. How does Janiyah get along with your girlfriend's children?
Very well.
When Janiyah was staying with you, where does she sleep?
I had her own bed in the room with the 2 girls, with the 16-year-old and the 11-year-old. CPS has done a walkthrough and seen.
When is the last time Janiyah actually spent time with you?
With me
Yes.
this morning,
Stayed in your home.
but she's with me now.
Um,
I had her since Charlotta got admitted in October.
Okay, so when in October was that?
I think it was the 5th. I'm not 100% for sure. I'd have to look.
All right, the exact date isn't that important, but
Plot
since
It was
twists and
early
early
turns
October.
everywhere.
So she's been living with you exclusively since early October?
Yes.
Hasn't stayed with her mom at all?
No.
Has she communicated with her mom to your knowledge?
Just the one text message. Charlotta texted one time, told her she loved her and missed her. Janiyah texted her back, told her she loved her. And then that was it. Until Charlotta called the other day, but she didn't ask to talk to Janiyah. She just talked to me about what she had went up and talked to the school about the truancy.
You were at work.
Okay. Okay, so tell me about the circumstances that brought Janiyah into your home in early October.
Now, I got a call at 2:30 in the morning from CPS tell me that Charlotta and all the children were actually at the Jackson County Airport. That there is an incident that happened with her and the police to where she went stop. So I got called up there. I went up there, not only picked up my daughter.
Speaking of truancy, MB arrives and slinks into the room a little bit late. Oh, you're barely late, MB. I was already late. Reminder, this case is old. It's 4 years old. So, this isn't happening now. This child is now of age. Please keep that in mind. But, and it was a different time. But, also, the airport seemed to play such a huge feature. Pardon me, I'm like choking. What the fuck? I need some of my coffee. I need some coffee. Anyways, I'm late showing it to you. I didn't know about it. I'll take tips from anywhere. That's what this is a result of. Thanks again, Rose.
But all of Charlotta's other children as well, because this had also happened back in May and Charlotta allowed them to come with me. So I figured that's why CPS had them come with me again. Also this
Well,
time.
let me stop you. So there were other children that were involved at this incident where you got called at 2:30.
Yes,
These are Ms. Edwards' children, but what are their names and ages?
correct. The youngest is, it's hard for me to pronounce her name, Zyriel. Then you got the boy next up from her, that's Cash Michael. Then you got the girl next up from him, which is Nevaeh. And then you got another girl, which is next up from her. I do believe her legal name is Juliana. And then Janiyah being the oldest.
That's so many kids.
So on that occasion, you came and picked up all 5 of these children.
Correct.
What was happening?
This time Charlotta was just going through one of her episodes. I'm not sure what had happened at that exact point in time to why the police were chasing her, or what all had occurred. But CPS, they told me very little right at that point. I didn't find out a lot until the kids all got to the house and until CPS did the report with the children the next day. Then we found out what had all really went on that night before.
What did you find out had went on?
Charlotta had the kids. She tried to break windows out of multiple places downtown Jackson. She told the kids she was also on her way to break the windows out of my house. Shortly before that, I was on the phone with her. She hung up and I tried calling back. It's my daughter's cell phone that I purchased for her. since the last incident when this had happened, but Charlotta took the phone and threw it out the window, took the laptop, threw that out the window, which I'll get back to when we discuss the truancy here in a little bit. She also held a firearm to her head, asked Janiyah to close her eyes so she could kill herself. Not only did Janiyah hear it, the two of the children in the back seat heard the gun cock. Them are just a few of the things that we had, that the children had told us that happened. I tried to get the report from the CPS lady, but they haven't sent it to me in the mail yet. I had to apply for it online.
And chances are they'll send it with a whole bunch of information blacked out, because that's what they normally do.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this information, how much of it did you learn from CPS and how much of it did you learn from the children?
Well, on the ride home from the children, that's when Janiyah was crying. She was hysterical, told us that her mom had tried to kill herself in the car. And that's when the Nevaeh told us, she was like, yes, I acted like I was asleep. I heard the gun cock in the front seat. And then Janiyah said that they had been riding around in the car all day, that Charlotta was trying to make them go into, I think it was once the Crenton home. I'm not for sure the exact name. It's like a women's shelter, because she was afraid to go back to her house. It was one of the episodes to like that again. She'd just been riding around all day with the kids out in the car.
So you mentioned that there was another episode last spring.
Yes, that was May. I also took all the children then. CPS come to my house then, gave them to me until she had got out.
Got out of what?
The mental institution or whatever place she was being evaluated at. I'm not 100% for sure what it's called or where it's at. I had them for about a week that time.
Okay. Did Ms. Edwards ever tell you what went on back in, what month, in May?
She didn't say exactly what went on with when I got there, the officers were saying that she was talking about she smelled smoke and thought the apartment was on fire, that Orlando Abernathy, which was her boyfriend at the time, I'm not sure their status anymore, was trying to catch her house on fire. And that's what happened then. I got there to the scene. The police officers just told me that she wasn't making a lot of sense. Charlotta never really discussed the situation with me much, just told me it was her meds. That's the same thing this time. But that's why I purchased Janiyah's cell phone.
Okay, let me stop you. You said, she said it was her meds.
Her meds that they have her on that make her act like that.
So the meds were making her act up?
Making her hallucinate, see things that really ain't happening. A lot of stuff.
Has she ever told you what kind of meds she was on and why she was on them?
No, she didn't.
But she did tell you that it was the meds, she believed that the meds she was on were causing her to behave erratically.
Correct.
Okay. And prior to this incident in May, did you have any awareness of issues that Ms. Edwards may have had either with medications or when she wasn't on medications, mental health type concerns?
Her grandmother, Deanna Hunt, that stays in Tennessee, had told me about it, that it had happened one time prior to that. I don't know the dates of the first time it happened, but I guess this has already happened. And then when I had custody back, or not custody, when I took all the kids back in May, CPS gave them to me, Charlotta's family was writing me also and told me that that was the second time. So I was, the first time, I don't know for sure what had happened, but October makes the third time that this has happened.
All right. So, but the only two occasions that you were actually directly involved in was May and October.
2020, yes, in October.
Okay. The two of you had a child together, obviously. Were you together as a couple for any length of time?
Until she was maybe 2 years old. But before that, yes, we was together for probably about 5 years, 6 years.
Okay, during that time period, had you seen any indications of erratic behavior, mental health concerns? Had she talked to you about any of those such things?
No, she hasn't. She dealt with a lot of stuff also in life with her father and things. I've never really witnessed like nothing like that. We've had our disagreements, as any couple would, our disputes and arguments and things like that. But no, I've never witnessed nothing to the extent of what has been going on this year. It seems like it's progressively gotten worse and worse from situation to situation.
Excuse me just a minute.
Judge rolls off screen slightly. Did he say sputes, by the way?
All right.
Sputes?
Okay, so I want to move back to the incident in October. Since that incident in October, Janiyah has remained exclusively with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was that at the insistence of CPS?
Well, CPS couldn't directly give me anything written, but when I showed CPS that I had the paper from the prosecutor attorney that stated Charlotta was being charged with a child abuse, felony fleeing, eluding, the paper was stated to me. It said, Mr. Beltran, sorry that your daughter, Janiyah Lene Beltran, has been a victim of a crime. So when I told CPS about the Michigan Crime Victims Act, that the victim has the right to be protected from their accused throughout the whole trial, in this case, the accused being Charlotta, CPS told me I was right and I was 100% in my boundaries to keep Janiyah. And then Charlotta she come over with a police officer. The police officer told me the same thing, that he was not going to remove Janiyah from my house because she is being charged with the child abuse. So I contacted the prosecutor attorney's office, and they're the ones that showed me and told me what to do, is in going to pay the money down at the county clerk's office to file a motion for custody hearing.
I just have to say, hold on. Drag queens, LGBTQ, if you're against that, it probably isn't the place for you then. Search for Spock, because all of our friends are welcome here. And I love drag. Oh, the things I've seen men do in a skirt, baby. So yeah, you ain't gonna find us like bitching about that here. We watch a lot of fucked up shit, but that isn't something I worry about. Never seen that hurt anybody.
Okay, so sometimes when CPS gets involved in a situation, they do what's called a safety plan. It sounds like that's probably what happened when Janiyah and the other children were first placed in your care.
Yes.
Have you ever heard anything about a safety plan?
Well, the original safety plan was I had the children, and I was not to return them to Charlotta. Even if she was to let out the home, CPS told me, do not give them back to her this time until they okay it, because they wanted her to render the firearm that she had in her house because of the incident stemming from October. So I gave her the other children back, and I asked her if I had to give her back Janiyah, and she said that was something that was between me and Charlotta, and anything that we had in to do with the courts. So I explained the situation, showed them the paper, and that's what happened. They told me that I was legally in my right to keep Janiyah because she is a victim of a crime.
All right, so, but the official safety plan ended after about a week when you gave the other children back to Ms. Edwards.
Yeah, after I had them for a couple weeks, the initial safety plan that they had wrote out ended.
Okay. All right, well, give me just a moment. I'm going to look something up on my court records.
Okay.
Beep bop boop, he's looking something up. Beep bop boop, he's looking something up.
Now I'm looking for the criminal.
The criminal things. I'm looking for the criminal things, but I can't type, so I'll ask you. Also, this is sort of sad. Obviously, mental health treatment
there we
needs
go.
to happen, but and Bill, you're making me laugh. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. Worrying about the
Ms. Edwards,
truancy.
what's your date of birth?
22890.
Okay.
He's younger than me. Oh my god. Don't I look like a 90s baby? But I'm not.
So it looks like you're in the court system under the name Charletta instead of Charlotta. Is that you?
My name is Charlotta, not Charlotta.
Oh,
You spell it with a E instead of a O.
okay. I think our it looks like maybe the referee mistyped it. That's exactly what happened. My apologies, ma'am.
Okay.
I've been calling you by the wrong name. I'm going to fix that on my screen right now. So I don't make that mistake again.
But the kid's with mom or with dad already right now. I haven't eaten today. Have I? Hold on. Is she driving? Who's driving? Who's just put a car in park? Or out? Is she driving? Is she driving a fucking manual? Do you know how rare those cars are in Canada? It's like less than 10% of new models are manual transmissions. She is surreptitiously driving.
Okay. I wanted to find the record of the charges against Ms. Edwards, and I did find them. So, how is Janiyah doing in your care?
She's doing well. With any child that's witnessed the stuff that she's witnessed, she's going to have certain emotional things. I'm working with CPS lady named Kristen. She was supposed to get back with me, but she told me most likely wouldn't be until after the holidays for some counseling that we could attend. I even told her if that's something that she wanted Charlotte to attend also, I would be fine with it. I'll attend it also. She's been doing good. There's certain things, mentally and emotionally, she's going to go through from what she has seen. Her schoolwork, I'm getting her back on track with the school. I've already talked to the dean. We've went over it. Most of Janiyah's missing assignments stemmed from the few weeks that Charlotta was in the hospital. This is when it all started. When Charlotta had threw in one of the computers out the window, so Janiyah didn't have a computer to do any work. So I eventually bought her one. It took me a couple weeks. I went and bought her one. She's getting back to where she needs to be now. I'm communicating with all the teachers, all that. They all have my number. They had my number. They apologized for not reaching out to me. I don't know why they didn't. Why Janiyah wasn't attending the majority of her Google Meets. I guess she was picking and choosing what classes she wanted to do, which ones she didn't. Yes, the majority of it, she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. But that is something we're working on now, and I'm communicating with the teachers and everything else. So, well, other than that, it's nothing I think Janiyah is going to be fine with just a few days, or if she don't get counseling, because if she has really witnessed the things and seen stuff like that, that's not nothing that a normal teenager sees and just comes right back out of it.
Is she asking to see her mother? Is she asking to go back to her
No.
mother's home?
No, she hasn't, but she needs to see her. Janiyah is fearful to be at her mother's overnight. I mean, I'm not pushing her. I'm not making her say nothing. I don't beat nothing into her head about her mother. Our other kids, my girlfriend will contest to that. Thanksgiving, I told Janiyah to call her mother. The time before that was when Charlotta texted. I gave her the phone and told her to call her mother, and she texts her. She just don't feel comfortable. I don't know if it's one of them things to where she's scared. I don't 100% know, but I'm not trying to keep Charlotte out of her life or nothing like that. Whether she understands it or not, I just don't. So these situations can turn a lot worse than what they have been. And then when it does, it's too late. Things can't be taken back. So I don't want to keep her away from her. It's nothing like that or to that extent. For the main part, I just want custody until this whole hearing's over with, until her criminal charges and everything's taken care of. And that way she also gets a fair hearing.
How would you describe the bond that exists between you and Janiyah?
As good as you could get with a father and a daughter bond. She doesn't hold like resentment against me or nothing like that for anything that is going on with her and her mother right now or anything like that. She don't confide in me a lot with the things that are going on with her mother. That's why I want to get her help with counseling, because maybe there's somebody else that can get it out of her to where we can get put back on the right path to where she can see Charlotta.
Do you show affection to her, and does she show affection to you?
Oh yeah, I tell her I love her every night. Tell her good night every night, even before this, even before she come over. When I bought her phone, she texts me every night, tell me she loves me and good night. And
do you have any mental or physical health concerns?
for myself or for Janiyah?
For yourself?
Nope.
And obviously you have concerns about Ms. Edwards' mental stability. Do you know anything about her physical health and whether she has any limitations there?
No, I think her physical health is good. My concerns are not just with her mental stability, it's also with her the abusive relationship that she has also, that all the kids see. I've installed security cameras out there because it's not just it's gotten to the point to where it not only I fear for it, Charlotta feared for it. She texted me and asked me if I could come install security cameras at her house. So I had my father do it because she feels people are trying to break into her house or people are putting things underneath her car. And then my father also had to come out and fix her car because Orlando Abernathy, she told me he put stuff in her gas tank. So it ain't just mental that the only thing I'm worried about. I'm also worried about that physical situation there because I believe a lot of her problems stem from that. That has something to do with her mental.
I need to stop you, Mr. Beltran. Ms. Edwards just disappeared from my Zoom room.
Okay.
So we need to pause till she comes back in.
Okay.
She may have lost her phone signal or lost her connection.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Come back to my Zoom room. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hi, Bad Scooter. Also, if I missed saying hi earlier, I'll say it right now. Hi, please hit the like. This case is old, but it's a goodie and we're watching it, so don't worry, it'll be a fun night. But I haven't decided what I need to make for dinner. I cleaned the kitchen very well today. Very well. Like, the stove was so good. It's crazy. So good I don't want to cook. You know how good? You know when you've cleaned so well, you're like, nobody's fucking touching it. No, we're not eating. We don't need to eat. We have a clean house, okay? We don't eat when we're clean. I wish I was kidding. Oh my gosh, how long till she came back? Oh, they talked a little bit, but I want to hear what he said.
That she was moving.
Oh, Judge, ex parte. Ex parte, baby. Aw, your birthday, your father's birthday would have been my birthday too, 94. He would have been 94. It's March 25th.
So
He's an
I
Aries.
noticed
Amazing.
just before she disappeared that she was moving, got out of a vehicle or wherever she was and was moving somewhere else.
Yeah, it looked like she
and
was
then
getting into a house or something.
I wonder if she lost
so
the
he did
signal in
notice.
there or ran out of minutes or what, but we're waiting to
The
hear.
phone could have died also, if she
Her
was under the
jitterbug
impression that
phone.
it was at the courthouse, and I know you're not allowed to have phones in the courthouse, so she may not have been prepared.
I haven't dyed my hair. That's why I'm wearing my hat, baby.
I was under the same assumption though. I had to call yesterday. I don't know why. She might have heard the same thing I did. I thought we was coming down there today too. So I called one of the secretaries yesterday to see if I had to bring Janiyah, and
He
she
is
said,
very
we don't
angry.
have no in-court hearings right now.
It
Yeah,
really
I
is
got that
endearing.
message. The courthouse is closed to the public.
Yeah, I think maybe we misheard it.
Meow, chicken, meow, meow. Where is she? I thought she came back the very next day.
Well,
I
while
guess
we're
she
waiting for
does,
her
but
to reconnect, let me ask you, where do you work?
I run my own construction company. I do most of my work out in Farmington Hills. I drive out there every day. That's where I'm at right now currently.
Who watches Janiyah when you're back and forth to work?
My girlfriend.
isn't she 16?
She delivers Meals on Wheels to the elderly. So she goes in at 4 a.m. because she's a cook. She gets out roughly about 11:30 in the afternoon. I leave about 8 o'clock every morning. So 3.5 hours. They're there by themselves, but one's 16 and Janiyah is 14. So, and that's not every day. That's only 3 days out of the week.
So on those days, there isn't anybody there making sure that she's logging into school and doing her work.
Yeah, from them 3 hours. I wasn't on it like I should have been neither with everything going on at work. And I come home, I asked her, I took her word for it. I trusted her. Certain emails I get through my phone, but the school never once contacted us. And they also said they don't know why they didn't. They've had my number on file. They have my email address. So we got it set up now to where if she misses one Google Meet, one of them, I'll be notified within 15 minutes of her missing it.
All right, well, let me see if she's trying to contact my office.
Sounds like he has that
Okay.
actually under control. Again, this was during 2020 when a lot of people
here
were
we go.
learning to homeschool their kids in a messed up sort of way. I remember it.
Hello?
Here she is. Hello, ma'am.
Okay,
Hi.
we got you back.
Yeah, I'm
We
sorry,
won't-
I lost service.
All right, let me,
Pro tip, if you stay in the same place, you won't lose service for the most part.
so Ms. Edwards, while you were gone, I asked Mr. Beltran about his work. He told me that he has his own construction business in Farmington Hills, and that when he's working, there's a period of time, 3 days a week in the morning when the children are on their own, and then the rest of the time his girlfriend is there with them. He also said that that's probably part of the reason that Janiyah wasn't doing her schoolwork. There wasn't anybody there making her do her schoolwork, but that he's reconnected with the school and is on top of that now.
I gave them the number to get a hold of him, and so they could even talk, because they said that if she missed any more days, they were going to unenroll her from school due to that being the handbook. And I have a printout showing that the whole time I was in the
All right.
hospital. Okay.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
We'll get to you shortly. Is Janiyah involved, Mr. Beltran, in any extracurricular activities through the school? Does she do sports or participate in anything else that you know of?
No.
One of the best interest factors that the court considers is the raising of a child in a particular religion. Have you or Ms. Edwards raised her in any particular religion?
Well, I'm a Christian.
I mean, do you take her to church or youth group
No, she
or
hasn't.
activities like that?
No, she hasn't. She hasn't been to nothing with me.
Do you know if she did anything like that with her mother?
I'm sure her mother, their family's really big in the church. Her grandmother, she's really big into the church. When Janiyah was younger, she used to go a lot. Charlotta used to attend also a lot. I'm not sure anymore. Her grandmother don't live here anymore. She lives down south.
But Janiyah hasn't been asking you to take her to church or to take her to
No.
youth activities or anything like that? Okay.
No,
And that's not something you do with your other children?
no. We take them to the park, and right there at Loomis, we live right by Loomis. That's about the most extracurricular they get is that, and going out fishing with me.
You take the children fishing with you?
Oh yeah, fishing. We take them camping. We do a lot of stuff like that.
Where do you do your fishing?
I do most of my fishing in Jackson County, but every year I go up to Brethren and Manistee, Kaliva. I go salmon fishing until early November. Then after that, I usually do a lot of steelhead fishing until February or March.
And do you do any ice fishing?
Oh yeah, I like ice fishing. Last year I went about 10 miles out on Saginaw Bay.
And could you tell me the exact GPS coordinates of your ice fishing hole location that you would like to tell me? Look at the smile on the judge's face. Oh my God. Hi, Lindsay. Also, who else came in? Was it Neil? Welcome, Neil. I have to say, though, he's answering all these questions correctly. Yeah, it was Neil. Hi, Neil. Answering all these questions correctly. He's doesn't want to, take mom away. But, yeah, we have devolved a little bit here into some fishing talk. But I will tell you right now, you guys, first of all, this is an old case. But second of all, it is not common to see a judge take such time. It may seem like what he's doing is having a casual conversation, but he's going through all the things that a lawyer might elicit from them in testimony because he's the only one there. These are family cases, he said, she said, and this is the only way where these things get heard properly. He's directing the questioning. We've seen it time and time again when the judges don't because, I don't know, it's for their way of whatever. It's not my way to... Shut up, Paisley. Anyways, it devolves. Bye, Beverly. But what I know is that he is I'm sure just like Judge Kirkham, he's getting all the details that he needs, and he's going to be thorough. But he wants that damn fishing spot. And we know the factors in Michigan are based upon the Vodvarka threshold, which is a change in circumstances, and that's a particular set and looked at line by line, and he knows that. Some judges, it seems much more like stringent than others, but they're all following the same toolkit.
All right, I want to make sure I'm asking you about everything I'm supposed to ask you about.
Okay.
Do you have any difficulty financially providing for Janiyah and your other children?
No.
You're able to provide her with food, clothing, shelter, medical care, other necessities?
Yes, I can send my tax returns over to you also if need be.
And I may have asked you this, but let me ask you again. How long have you and your current girlfriend been together?
About 8 years.
All right. And has that been a stable home?
Yes.
Bromlick disappeared. I looked into it. I can't figure it out.
I need to ask you about moral fitness. Usually that deals with, criminal conduct. Do you have any kind of recent criminal record?
No, but I was in trouble back when I was 17 years old.
Other than this recent incident with Ms. Edwards, do you know if she's been in trouble with the law?
No, unless it was something that stemmed from one of the 3 incidents. I don't believe she's ever been in trouble neither. Maybe tickets or something like that.
This is literally what a lawyer hopes their
And you would
client performs
encourage
with prodding
ongoing
and help.
relationship between Janiyah and her mother as long as Janiyah was safe?
Oh, yeah.
So one of the factors I have to ask about is domestic violence. And you've mentioned already that it's your belief that Ms. Edwards is involved in an abusive relationship with a Mr. Orlando Abernathy?
Yes, for sure mentally. I don't know physically. Well, I guess it's physical if things are getting broke.
Has Ms. Edwards, I know you mentioned she had asked you to install some security cameras?
Yes, I had my father go over there and install them.
Did she say why she wanted security cameras installed?
For Orlando, so she could get anything that he did on camera. Not only that, she believed people have been doing stuff to her vehicle. She was just for her and her kids' protection, I guess, altogether. I just assumed it was just because of Orlando. There may have been other reasons that I wasn't notified of, but yes, I had my father come out and install 3 or 4 of them. And then she wrote me a couple weeks later and told me that he had yanked them down and stomped them. And that's when I told her she needed to go about it the proper way, call the cops, get a PPO out. And she told me she was going to do that the very next day so she could pop him, is what was her words. And then after she told me that, I contacted an emergency number through CPS.
So other than what Ms. Edwards has told you, what makes you think that that's an abusive relationship?
Well, mentally, because of what she has told me, I went out there, I seen the cameras were gone. She told me what happened then, so I believe that that was also, she's never told me anything physical. She
Is there
said he
any
busted,
issue?
well, he broke her windows also, I'm sorry. She told me on another occasion that she did have her windows broken out. And she went over to his mom's house and broke her windows out and things like that also. So it's back and forth between them. But that's something kids shouldn't have to deal with.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, I guess that's it for now.
All right, Ms. Edwards, are there any questions you'd like me to ask Mr. Beltran? And keep in mind, it's not quite your turn to testify. It's just your turn to ask questions, and then I'll give you a chance to testify.
Yeah, he's saying that Janiyah is not attending school because she doesn't have a computer in so many words, but her attendance shows that she's like just not going to class.
Um,
Like, why is she not going? Why is he not? Why
let
is he
me
not
ask that
supervising her?
question.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Beltran, has Janiyah had just virtual learning since she's been with you, or has she also had actual classes, live classes?
Virtual, me and Janiyah went up to Paragon, and I had to get the books so she could do all of her book work because I explained to them the whole computer situation. So we went up there, we got all the books, and then I think it was a week or two after that, I got her a computer, but all of her stuff is on the computer. She doesn't go in there physically for nothing.
So all she has to do is log on.
Okay, ma'am, I'll give you a chance to testify about what you know about her schooling and what she is or isn't doing. But right now, I just want to know if you have any questions for Mr. Beltran.
No, I don't.
Okay, so let me hear from you. I'm going to put you under oath. Would you raise your right hand, please? You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Just state your full name for the record.
Charlotta Marie Edwards.
Okay, Ms.
Thanks,
Edwards, I got the names of your children, but not their ages. Let me have you list the name from the oldest to the youngest, your children.
Janiyah Beltran, she's 14. Jatila Worthy, she's 10. Nevaeh
What's that?
Sanders.
All right, give me that first name again for Worthy.
Jatila.
Jatila, okay.
And she's 10
And I'm
years
sorry,
old.
she's 10, okay.
And then I have Nevaeh Sanders, and she's 8. I have Cash Michael Sanders, and he's 7. And then I have Zyrell Deanna. Mm-hmm. I have Zyrell. Cash Michael
Yeah,
Sanders.
I'm trying to write all of this down. How old is Nevaeh?
Nevaeh is 8.
How old is Cash Michael?
He's 7.
All right, and then you listed one more.
Zyrell Deanna, and she's 6.
Zyrell
Deanna.
Zyrell, okay.
I want to be known as
And that
Cash
last name
Paisley.
again?
Her last name is Sanders.
Oh, Sanders, okay. All right. Who is Jatila's father?
Julian Worthy.
Is
Getting
he
all the tea.
involved at all in her life?
Yes, he is.
So he exercises regular parenting time?
No, he doesn't have parenting time.
Okay,
But he's been recently incarcerated.
okay. And then I'm assuming Nevaeh, Cash Michael, and Zyrell have the same father?
That's correct.
And what's his name?
Michael Sanders.
And does Mr. Sanders exercise regular parenting time?
No, he doesn't. Nothing has been established.
You don't say.
All right. What's Zyrell's age? I'm sorry, I didn't write that down.
He's 6 years old.
6. Currently, Jatila, Nevaeh, Cash Michael, and Zyrell are all living with you?
That's correct.
Okay. And tell me where you live.
I live at 460 Commons Boulevard, Apartment D, like dog, Jackson, Michigan, 49203. It's a
They're too
townhome.
fast for me.
How many
Thinking of
bedrooms?
dinner.
It's 3.
I'm hungry. 3, humble brag.
Where does everyone sleep?
In their own bed.
Boys in one room and girls in the other?
Nope. Janiyah and my son shares a room, and the other 3 girls share a room.
Okay. And you've got full custody of all of your children, correct?
Correct.
So I want to ask you about what happened in October. Tell me what happened.
I was having I was having the police follow me to come home to do a safety check in my house because the medication that I was on, it was like it made me paranoid.
You asked the police to come to your home and do a safety check?
Correct.
Did
make
they
sure
do
no-
that?
No, they didn't end up doing that because I ended up turning around or something ended up happening. I don't remember everything from that night, but something ended up happening to where I ended up being admitted.
I got you. So you were out driving around with all your children in the car.
I wasn't driving around. I went to the Aware shelter to see if they had room there, but pretty much, yeah, not recklessly driving or anything like that. Like the only reason why the police got behind me is because I asked them to escort me. They were escorting me home.
You weren't pulled over at the airport?
That's where we stopped at, was the airport. My house is by the airport. We were on the way. They were following me on my way to my house.
And you're saying they were following you because you asked them to follow you?
Correct.
Well, I'm looking at the criminal charges.
Correct. And they are, they said,
Let me hold it. Let me pull it back up. Give me a second. I switched because I was looking for something else.
He's so thorough. You so fucked, ma'am. Sounds like she was having a manic episode, or a psychotic episode, or a paranoid episode. I don't know. An episode. Not the kind you want to binge. Do you guys think I have the skill to debone chicken thighs? Is there little bones in those or just the one big one?
Okay. According to the report that I'm looking at, you were charged with fleeing. That means running from the police.
which is incorrect. That's why the charges are being dismissed or the charges are closed now because we were at the Aware shelter at first and I was having a mental issue going on. So I asked them to follow me home and they were going to follow me to the house. That's where we began to even follow me and have the police being behind me. They were following me from the Aware shelter on, Michigan Ave, all the way out to the airport where I live at. I live out there in the Foxfires. And that's when I supposedly turned around and was going the other way. That wasn't my house direction. But I was never fleeing.
Okay, and you were also charged with 4th-degree child abuse.
My kids were in the car.
Awesome. I'm gonna get
And it
some
looks
chicken
like
thighs.
your case was recently reassigned to our mental health court. Is that
That's
correct?
correct. That's correct.
So you were having some kind of mental health episode at the time that you were taken to the hospital.
Correct.
Has that been diagnosed?
Yes, it has.
What was the diagnosis?
Depression and anxiety.
Who made that diagnosis?
Dr. Morgan.
Mogerman. Okay, I know him. And so you were at Allegiance Anderson building.
No, I wasn't. There was no room there, so I had to go to Ferndale.
Oh, I see. But you were seen by Dr. Mogerman.
Correct.
You were initially taken to Allegiance Health, but because they didn't have room, they transferred you to, you said, Ferndale?
Ferndale. Correct.
And how long were you at Ferndale?
Oh, you're so sweet, Christopher Engelby. If KCC were words on a page, she would be the fine print. That's right, because I talk all the fucking time and I won't shut up. Love you, Chris.
From October 6th until October 21st.
Also, most of those
You
things
were
don't have
aware
links there.
that CPS called Mr. Beltran and asked him to take care of your children
Naybell, 8 months. Thank you.
for you?
CPS didn't call them. My daughter used her phone and called her dad while we were on the scene. And then Orlando had arrived at the same time. And instead of giving my other children to Orlando, Janiyah was saying that was my crazy ex, or someone online saying that wasn't their dad. So they let him go with Joey. But CPS never called him. CPS wasn't on the scene until after the police report was filed.
So CPS were not present at the time that Mr. Beltran took the children?
No, they were not.
Now, you indicated earlier that you don't remember all that happened that
Not
day.
everything, but that's what was told to me when we already been talked about it with CPS and everything, because I've been in contact with Christine
All right.
and with the Haiti.
You don't have an independent memory of whether CPS was there or not then?
CPS was not there. We were in the back of the car. I was put in the back of the car and my
They
kids
were
there.
not there. They
used her
were
phone.
there. Shush. Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you, Naybell, for the gifted membership. That is so sweet. So sweet. And then, welcome, Buckeye Girl. And I don't know how much this judge, first of all, he's loving this. This is what he became a judge for. The tea, ladies and gentlemen, the absolute tea that he is having spilled. Thanks again, Naybell.
Called her dad.
You were put in the back of the police car?
Correct. And my kids were in the car and my car was towed. And Joey was there and Orlando was there. There was no CPS worker there at that time.
I see. Orlando came to this scene, but
Correct.
because of something your daughter said, he wasn't allowed to take any of the children.
That's correct.
Well, as long as we're on the subject of Orlando, do you acknowledge that is at least a emotionally abusive relationship?
That's not an abusive relationship.
What is your current relationship with Orlando?
That's my boyfriend.
Are you residing with him currently?
No, we don't. We're courting.
Uh, you're courting. I got you. You're dating.
Correct.
He doesn't stay overnight at your house?
No, well, sometimes he do, but he doesn't live there.
Did he break out your windows?
Did he break out my windows? He broke out one window,
Just one.
When was that?
but he bought the car.
He bought the car.
Like
He can break the fucking
he's my
windows.
support. I don't work right now. I don't have any income. That super supports me and my children. But I'm not in an abusive relationship. He installed cameras because there's been shootings out there at my place, and we've been trying to get like evidence or see if it's always shooting by my house. But he never installed cameras for that. And Orlando would have installed them himself, but he works a lot.
So Orlando broke out a window on a car that he provided to you?
Correct. That's what he's talking about. And that
Why
was
did he
like,
do that?
that was like, oh, because I had his phone.
And did you then go and break out a window at his home?
No. This happened when he busted out my window. This happened like in February. And he paid to get my window fixed.
All right, so obviously he was angry with you when that happened.
Correct.
And he was angry with you because you had his phone and wouldn't return it to him?
Correct. I had his property.
So do you think he was justified in breaking the window?
I mean, he doesn't put his hands on me, so I'd rather him walk away and not break anything. But I mean, sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment and you're arguing and you're going back and forth, sometimes things kind of happen.
So tell me in this incident in October, why you went to the Aware shelter.
I thought I was being followed, and I didn't feel safe at home. Like in May, they had put me on medication that it wasn't having bad side effects.
So on that particular occasion, you believe you were having mental issues as a side effect of a medication that you were taking?
Correct.
What medication is that?
Risperdal.
Who prescribed that to you?
Risperdal is not an anxiety or a depression medication. That is a heavy duty antipsychotic. Risperidol, I think, Risperdal. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty. I think she was either misdiagnosed. He didn't ask her. He should have asked her, have you had any other diagnoses?
Jessica Hall. She's a nurse practitioner.
And what was she treating you for?
She was treating me for depression and bipolar. Like I've been getting different diagnoses.
All right, I want to go back to the incident that happened earlier this year when Mr. Beltran was taking care of your children too.
He was
Tell me
at
what
my
you
house
remember.
he was at my house when the police was there. My daughter had called him again that time, and he had called. The police were like, I was smelling gas, and I was hearing a sound coming from my furnace. So I called the police and I called the fire truck, and they were trying to say that I was like calling them for no reason, when it ended up being that my air conditioner had went out. So the air compressor was making a sound, like a hissing sound. We ended up finding out about that. But yeah, he was there because he was coming to get my daughter for the weekend. So when the police was there and they were trying to arrest me and Joey was outside the door, he said that he was going to bomb me out and come get me. And then the police was arresting me then.
And that's why he took your children on that occasion.
Correct.
Did you get arrested?
I wasn't arrested. I was admitted.
So you were taken, what, again, over to Allegiance Health?
That's correct.
And were you having some kind of psychotic or mental breakdown at the time?
I don't think so, but that's what they stated. Yeah,
But you ended up being admitted.
correct.
And how long did they keep you?
7 days.
How many?
7 days.
7 days. Was a diagnosis made at that time?
It was still the same diagnosis.
So you've described two separate incidents now where you've been hospitalized against your will because of mental health concerns. Mr. Beltran said he heard from your family that there's been at least one other occasion. When was that?
2018.
And what happened then?
I don't remember that one.
Were you hospitalized against your will at that time?
Correct. I mean, it wasn't against my
Um,
will. I voluntarily signed myself into it. So I can't say that it was against my will.
At that point, somebody told you you need to get treated, and you said, "Okay, I will do that."
Correct.
Do you remember how long you were hospitalized on that occasion?
Not really off the top of my head.
And was that here in Jackson as well?
Correct.
So I think I heard you say this. You are not currently employed.
Correct.
How long has it been since you've had a job?
2019 in June.
So about a year and a half that you've been unemployed.
Correct. I've been dealing with my mental health. And I went back to school and got my phlebotomy and my medical assistant.
Who is watching your children right now?
My sister.
So I know you've had concerns about Janelle's, Janaya.
Janaya.
I knew as soon as I said it, it wasn't right. Janaya's schooling, what is it that you're aware of?
She's just not going to school.
So you understand that she doesn't have live school. She has to do virtual school.
That's correct. We were doing virtual school before I was hospitalized. And she can do it from a phone on Google Classrooms. And she just hasn't been going. She's missed over 17 consecutive days. And they've notified truancy and was giving me things saying that they were going to turn it over to the prosecuting attorney if I didn't call and set up a meeting or talk with them.
So they got a hold of you. You provided them with Mr. Beltran's information.
No, I talked with them first and told them that I was going to get her to come back to school, and I was going to go and talk with Joey about it because I didn't have her in my custody, so I couldn't give them an excuse on why she was not going to meetings that she just had to log into.
I got you, but I thought you told me earlier that you gave the school his name and number so they could contact him.
Yeah, so they can get a hold of him and talk with him about it. But then by the time we already did all of that, she said he had already called because I ended up going up to the school because I wanted to make sure what's going on. So that way if they were saying that she couldn't log on it from the phone, that she needed a computer, we were going to provide her with another computer. so that way she's not missing any school, and to keep her enrolled, because during their handbook is when you miss more than 12 days, they unenroll you from school. And the next day to be enrolled will be the next semester, and that's not until March. And I don't want her to have academic problems at school.
But you understand that part of the reason her schooling was disrupted is because she had to be taken out of your care.
I kind of disagree, because even though she was at Joey's care, I have the dates and times. She was attending school all the way up until the 26th. That's when she stopped going to class and started having unexcused absences.
What, 26th of when?
October. Before that, she was present the whole time I was admitted in the hospital. She was present. She didn't miss not one day or one class. From
Was it
October
virtual?
6th. From virtual,
Was it,
yes. From virtual.
and it was virtual then.
Yes.
So
Yes.
whether or not you threw a computer out the window, she obviously found a way to log in and do her classes
Correct.
from October 6th to October 26th.
That's correct. From a phone.
All right, from her phone. So it's beginning on October 26th that she stopped going to classes.
That's correct.
I know you said you had these day-to-day records. You've got them with you right now?
Yeah, I can turn the camera around so you could maybe try to get a look at it.
I'll take your word for what's in them. I just want you to tell me, what does it say?
It
From
says
October,
from what date?
October 26th forward. What time period is covered by these records?
It is from August 24th, 2020, all the way up to December 11th, 2020.
And from October 26th until when does it show she didn't go to school at all?
Up until the 11th, it shows that she was picking like certain hours. The last time that she was present for every class was on October 28th. She was present for every class. On October 29th, she was present. On October 30th. And then again, she was unpresent on certain hours. And then November 6th, she was present for every class. And then November 13th, she was present for every class. Then October 25th, she was present for every class. And then everything after that is unexcused.
Are there any days where she wasn't present for any class?
Yeah, there's a few days where she was present for any days. That was October 27th, November the 12th, November the 3rd. Every other day besides the ones I told you she was present, she was only going to one class, which would be her first period or her last period. And the other ones, she was not going at all. Like from December 2nd to December 11th, she wasn't going to no classes.
So what was her attendance pattern last year?
She was present for every class.
How would you describe the bond between you and Janaya?
A great bond. I mean, we're great. Except for when I have to be the disciplinarian. I mean,
What kind of discipline do you use?
I take her phone. She has to be on punishment and stay in her room or extra chores.
So you said earlier that Orlando is the one that's supporting you and your family.
That's correct.
Do you have any source of income besides Orlando?
Yeah, I get child support. I just started receiving that. It's been about a year and a half.
And for which children do you get child support payments?
For Janaya and for Jatila.
So you're currently getting child support payments for Janaya?
Correct.
So that's something.
Oh my god, he's still paying child support for the child he's caring for. This guy is so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sir, thank you for stepping up for your daughter. Trying to help her mom, even though
Mr. Beltran's paying, even though Janaya is in his care.
Correct. I think he owes back child support, but I've signed off of his child support once before, so that way he didn't owe me anything. But I think he still owes the state.
What can you tell me about Janaya's relationship with Mr. Beltran?
It's fairly new. I mean, I know
Fairly
she.
new.
Yes, very new. She loves her dad. I know she wants a relationship with him. That was the reason for me reaching out and trying to get him involved with her, is because she was starting to get interested in boys, and I was catching her doing things she had inappropriate things doing on the phone and different things on social media. So I thought that it would be a good idea to involve him in her life, so that way, you know, she could have somebody to talk to, or he can maybe like she can hear from a man's point of view.
And you still think that's a good idea?
No, not at all. But I mean, what can I do now?
Why don't you think that's any longer a good idea, that she have a good
Because,
relationship with her father?
no, I didn't say that she couldn't have a relationship with him. Just that, like, I don't know what he's telling her. He says that he's not telling her anything, but I think otherwise. Like, the main reason why he wasn't involved in her life all these years is because he was having drug problems and he was getting into trouble.
You think he's in a better place now?
I mean, it sounds like it. I wouldn't have reached out to him if I didn't think he was in a better place.
what do we think the judge is gonna do?
So are you currently on medications to control your mental health issues?
For anxiety, yes.
What is it that you take?
Please don't be a benzo. Please don't be a
Lexapro.
benzo. That's not a benzo. That is a antidepressant.
How long have you been on that?
Since October 6th.
Isn't Lexapro escitalopram generically?
And has it been helping?
Yeah, I'm not as drowsy as what I would usually be.
That's not even
And I
a
don't feel
symptom
as
of anxiety.
anxious.
Have you had any more of the paranoid feelings?
No.
Yeah, it's an SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell me?
I mean, I think that if she's gonna stay with him, or I would like him to be drug tested. I mean, obviously, I don't like it that he's not making it be school as being a priority for her. Like, even though everything that's going on, she knows better than to be not just going to school.
If you were able to pick a custody and parenting time arrangement between you and Mr. Beltran as it pertains to Janaya, what would you choose?
Weekends. He could have every weekend. I just kind of don't agree with the every week thing because that's like two different households or two different rules. I mean, during the summer, he can get her for the summer and things, but I think she's better off being where she's always been.
Mr. Beltran, are there any questions you would like me to ask Ms. Edwards?
Nope, I think I said anything I had to say.
All right, well, before I can do anything further, I have to talk to Janaya.
Okay,
And I realize you're at work and she's at home, but I need to set up a time for me to talk to her. We'll have to do
Okay.
it like this. She does have her own phone.
oh yeah, she has a phone now. I'm not giving it to her until Christmas Eve. I just went and bought her an iPhone 12 2 days ago.
So let me take a look at my schedule next week.
Okay,
She should be able to log in to, just like you guys logged in, if we, the same information.
yeah, yep.
All right, and I would want it to be a private conversation. I don't want anybody else listening in.
Okay.
Because I always promise kids that I don't ever tell anybody what they tell me.
Okay,
That it's a secret, so that they feel free to say what they want without worrying that's going to hurt the feelings of one or the other parent. And let me take a quick look at my schedule next week.
You know, there used to be a bar in my town that had a confessional booth in it, and you could go in and write down your confession on your knees and leave it in a little book and then come back out. I used to like to go read some raunchy ones and then write some raunchy ones. Also, I don't know. What I do know is that the kid's now
Not
18.
seeing anything on my calendar other than Tuesday. Is
What's
that right?
her? Oh, her sister. She probably had her sister.
Let's shoot for Tuesday. So next Tuesday, that is
You are correct.
the 29th. Let's do 3 o'clock. She should, when is she done with school? Well, she won't be in school. It's holiday.
Yeah,
So,
she's not at school till January 4th. That's when they go back.
yeah, let's do 3 o'clock. Can you arrange for that, Mr. Beltran?
yep, that'll work perfect. The only thing she's been
He's
working
leaving
on
her
is
with Dad.
catching up on some schoolwork, and she has a book report due January 4th.
All right, so what we'll do, Shannon, if you could plug that into the
Yep,
docket.
doing it right now.
Give her the same information that you used to sign in here today.
Okay,
It'll be the same number. It won't be, I won't be in the courtroom. I'll be back in my office, but it'll still be over the computer.
okay,
And just tell her the judge wants to ask her some questions,
okay.
but don't tell her anything else. I don't want you to try to
I
put
swear I
any
won't. I haven't,
words. I want to hear from her.
everything
And
you
then
hear will
after
be
I hear,
heard.
all right, after I hear from her, then I will, if I have everything I believe I need at that point to make a decision, I will make one and let you know about it right away.
Okay,
If I decide that I want to hear from someone else, and I don't know who that would be at this point, I will let you know of that and we'll set another time to finish up, okay?
okay.
Do either of you have any questions for me?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. That concludes our hearing today. I do want to wish you both a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, making me want Christmas time a little bit. You know, oh, hello. This is not. This is 4 years old. I'm sorry, they didn't have another hearing, so I'm assuming he left the kid with the dad. You guys read the context clues. That kid's staying where she's at. If what he said is true and what the kid says is true, you know how it will go. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. We might do coffee in the morning with Court, or we may just do an afternoon/evening show. I am going to attempt to debone some chickens tonight and eat, well, I'm going to try and eat, yes, but I'm not sure what I'm going to cook. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Do me a favor. Remember that. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down